Hey everybody, welcome to Granny Knows Sports, at least football and basketball. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2020, and little things to talk about this week, but things that are fun. What has happened since we last met on Sunday was starting with the two conference championship games. I will acknowledge that I went 0 and 2. I have no problem with that. I've been wrong many times. But during the games, and this happens when I am wrong and I can see the game going a different way, uh, I tried to figure out what the issue was. And I know the Kansas City Buffalo game, I still believe either one of those teams could have won it. And I went with my heart. I went with my Bills. And they lost, and it broke my heart to watch them lose. But they'll be back next year, and I have no problem with that. But the Tampa Bay Green Bay game was a little bit different. Because here's the deal. As I looked at them on Sunday, I saw two quarterbacks. I saw one quarterback who somehow gets superhuman skills in January every year, and another quarterback that chokes in big games. Which one should I go with? And I went with the guy that chokes all the time. So I wasn't surprised that he choked. I just was surprised that I had faith in him again. Look, I know everybody thinks Aaron Rodgers is this great, phenomenal quarterback. And I'm not saying he doesn't have a good skill set, but he's missing something that well, what I think it is, I think that since he was drafted, he's had a chip on his shoulder because he didn't get drafted to where he thought he should have got drafted. And every year that comes up. But why does it keep coming up? Well, it comes up because I assume because he's talking about it. Um, it's gone, it's done, and you need to move on, get that chip off your shoulder. But because it's there, especially in big games, he thinks that team, the Packers, are there for him. He doesn't understand the concept of team. Those players, those wide receivers and running backs and offensive line, those people are all there for him. And then he has to perform with a chip on his shoulder. I don't know. And I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but like his predecessor, Brett Favre, I never have been a huge fan, and I've never seen anyone everybody else saw in him. So, good for Tampa Bay, good for Tom Brady. Can I bet against him? No, I can't. Even though Kansas City, in every aspect, should win that game Sunday, or next Sunday, the 7th, I can't bet against them. I can't bet against Brady. So, that's where we're at. Next, I'm going to talk about Ohio State women's basketball. We don't talk about women's basketball enough, and I have to take notes because I got to see them play for a little bit um, since we last met, and they're amazing, and they've always been amazing. They've always been in the top 25, in any way I've heard of them. Um, and yet we don't watch their games enough. They do have, women's basketball has a huge following, but it's not big enough. If you haven't watched them, you should watch them. Um, Here's what they've done. They they were number 14 ranked, same as the men's team. So they were the same ranking. Monday they beat number 7 Maryland, and Thursday before that they beat number 12 Michigan. And their next game is against number 16 Indiana tomorrow. So if they win that game, that means that they will have won 3 games against top top 15 opponents, maybe 25. I think there might be late teen in there. But they would have won games against all those people. Plus, it also tells you how good is the Big Ten women's basketball. Those 3 teams all are ranked, as is Ohio State. I didn't look to see who else is ranked, but I have a feeling there might be some more Big Ten teams in their rank. So I'm going to tell you about my player of the day for the women's. And her name caught my attention, and it will catch yours if you don't know about her. Her name is Braxton Miller. She transferred here from Oklahoma State knowing that she had to overcome her name. Not spelled the same, it's Braxtin, sorry. But I thought that's pretty brave to transfer to Ohio State when your name is Braxton Miller. Cute girl, and that's a stupid thing to say. Why would I? I'm going to work on that. That's an old lady thing. That we would talk about how she looks. Doesn't matter what she looks like. Doesn't matter what the men look like. It matters about her appearance. And so what does matter is how she plays the game. And that's what we're here to talk about. So I want you all to make note that I screwed up. And I don't know why. But don't make the same mistake. This is women's basketball. It's a sport and they play tough. So my apologies to Braxton. Anyway, she's a senior guard, and she's from Dayton. I kind of looked at some of her numbers. She seems to be defensively an asset. She is a leader in assists and steals. So that's her activity. I don't know what her point scoring. I think it's just kind of average. She's not a top scorer. But in assists, she is often the leader. So good player. Keep an eye out. Watch some Ohio State women's basketball. NBA, just a couple things, and then we'll sign off. I just want to make a note. If you didn't hear this quote, LeBron scored 46 points against Cleveland the other night. And when he was interviewed about it, they asked, it's his highest scoring game of the season. They asked him what it was that had made him score, that made points. And his answer was home cooking. So I thought that was so funny. I love LeBron. No matter what, you cannot take the good out of that man's heart. He's just a great guy. So I thought that was funny. The other thing I want to talk about, and then I'll sign off, is the Three Musketeers. We talked about all three of them finally playing together, and they lost their first two games of them playing together. However, I did look, the second game Durant did not play. So I can't say they lost two playing together. But they lost two with all three of them active on the roster. But in the first game, Durant scored 38 points, had 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 turnovers. Harden, Mr. Big Shot, had only 21 points. He did have 10 rebounds and 12 assists, but he had 5 turnovers, which he is known for doing. Kyrie had 37 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 turnovers. So of the three, James Harden was number 3. The second game, as I said, Durant didn't play. Harden only scored 19 points, had 5 rebounds. He still had 11 assists and 3 turnovers. And Kyrie had 38 points again, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 2 turnovers. So you can see that Kyrie is not going to be their rebounder. But Mr. Harden is going to be number 3 at Brooklyn, at least at the pace he's playing at now. So that's the sports news I have for today. You guys have a great week, and I will be back to talk to you soon about who knows what. Bye.